Hey family, it's me, Dawn. I am creating this video because I want to provide my own commentary on the Target fast and the Target boycott. Um, Clearly, these are two different events started by two groups of people, um, with Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant, kind of becoming the face of the entire event. Okay. I want to provide my own little commentary based on my opinion, which nobody asked for. However, I think the Black collective um, is rightfully so or not, right? Is responding to Pastor Jamal Bryant's press release from last night about ending the Target fast after 400 days and accepting the terms and the contributions that Target is now pledging and have already uh, invested into the demands that Pastor Jamal Bryant and his team that he put together, including Martin. I apologize, Roland Martin, and a couple of other folks. They have been working closely with the Target Corporation to get these demands filled and met, right? So, in general, the overall consensus among the Black community is we don't care what you've done. It doesn't matter. We are not stepping foot back in Target. I believe that is a grave error. I first of all believe it is based on emotionalism. Nothing wrong with that. Again, rightfully so or not, and the situation is emotional. I understand. I will never purchase another Target brand, period. I won't purchase any brand that is designed or produced by Target, whether it says Target or whether it's one of their store brands. um, I will not do it. He is right, right? Pastor Jamal Bryant is right. Target was invited to the cookout and they basically slapped us in the face. Very emotional. This is not something that the Black community takes lightly. However, I think what we are failing to pay attention to is this one of the reasons why Pastor Jamal Bryant and a lot of clergy and community leaders kind of stepped into this leadership role that was originally designed, not designed, but originally proposed by grassroots organizations, was because there seemed to be a need for a prominent voice, a prominent face that could take on the leadership, have a wide reach outside of Michigan, Minneapolis, Minnesota, DC, wherever it is where these grassroots organizations were headquartered, and be kind of like the target, no pun intended, the target um point of communication for what the Black community needed from Target, right? So this was a strategic operation, right? So if we want to make connections to another very successful boycott that took place during the 20th century, the Montgomery bus boycott, which Pastor Jamal Bryant refers to often as he led this effort, the bus boycott was almost 400 days, and Rosa Parks is the most famous name associated with that event. However, Rosa Parks was not the first person who was arrested, and or the first person who refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus, and she was not the first person to file a lawsuit for infringement of civil rights. However, when the civil rights leaders, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. included, got involved in this boycott, they decided that the original woman, a 15-year-old, who was a a studied historian of African American history, they decided that regardless of her courage, her boldness, her stand, they needed someone else to be the face of this movement. And most people probably don't know this young woman's name. So there's this connection between the two movements. The other connection between the two movements is at the end of, again, remember, Pastor Jamal Bryant often referred back to the Montgomery bus boycott and its wide success. At the end of that bus boycott, Black people did not say, well, we're never going to get back on the bus. They never said we're never going to take the bus again. We've been making our way all this time for over a year. We don't need the bus anymore. No, as soon as the Supreme Court ruled in their favor in the face of angry white people and their entire community that fought tooth and nail to keep them off of those buses, or at least at the back of the bus, they filled those buses in troves and sat wherever they wanted to sit. It wasn't free. They had to pay to get on the bus, just like everybody else. But they filled those buses and they sat where they wanted to sit. And my argument, my proposal to Black people now is we have got lots of Black owned businesses, Black owned vendors, Black owned proprietors whose products are filling the shelves at Target right now. They've already been suffering because of this boycott. Do we want to continue to cause them to suffer out of emotionalism? Or are we going to get back in there and are we going to clear their products off the shelves so that they become the best-selling products in Target? Are we going to forget Target brands, even forget Maybelline or, whoever else is there? But are we going to make sure that people, first Target and everybody else, knows that Black products are valuable and Black people are going to stick with our folks and make sure that everyone knows that their products are high quality and that we're going to support them? That's my 2 cents. That's my historical connection to what's happening now and why I believe it's important for us to not hold a grudge. Well, we can hold a grudge, right? We don't have to purchase Target brands, but use strategic purchasing power to make a bigger statement than just, we don't want to go in Target, we can buy our stuff anywhere else. Make a bigger statement about Black businesses, Black products, Black vendors, Black people who are trying to make their mark in the economy. All right, so that's my opinion. And if you watched, thank you so much. I appreciate it.